If anyone tells you that podcasting is harder than video blogging, tell them they're wrong. Tell them to watch the Insights and Ideas video blog, Carl David Birman, before they assert the primordial primacy of podcasting as the be all and end all of social media uh, sharing and marketing and promotion. Well, first of all, anything that calls itself an insight and idea is not marketing. So there's that. Because podcasting, if it's exclusively a marketing platform, is going to be limited by the constraints of the product or the service. I'm not selling nothing. I'll say it again at the end. I ain't selling nothing. I'm offering free of charge, free of any copyright, free of any concern that you, my dear listeners and watchers, might appropriate, borrow, adapt, mold, shape, or otherwise grab my insights and make them your own. Um, Information should be freely shared. We live in the land of the free. Is that because of the brave? Or is that land of the free, home of the brave? That's a controversy right there. And you may have your own view. Well, I'm wondering. And let me just say the purpose of these blog posts is not to make you think how wonderful I am and how, gee whiz, Carl David Berman, I've got to come back and watch every single episode of Insights and Ideas. No, I'm hoping to inspire. I'm hoping to give you that kind of oomph, that lift, that sense of, hey, I've got this. So it really is very simple. I believe in the philosophy of KIS, keep it simple. And one of the things that gives me the ability to keep it simple is being an optimist. I have always been an optimist. And I'll tell you a quick story that has nothing to do with my career in litigation. And in fact, it has nothing to do with that other career I've occasionally mentioned on this video blog, which was in fundraising and grant writing. This other idea that I'm putting out there today comes from Hollywood. I saw a movie. I think Goldie Hawn was the star in the movie. It doesn't even matter because typically when a movie features a big Hollywood name like that, they really don't have that much of an impact on the script. And I am a writer, so I pay a lot of attention to dialogue. Anyway, so there's a beautiful woman, probably I'm guessing in her 40s or her 50s, and she's friendly with a guy in a little bit of an older age bracket. We'll call him Harry. And don't please quote me on this if I'm wrong about the particulars of this plot. Anyway, the guy is just sort of a sad sack who's having a lot of trouble in relationships. Maybe he's on the rebound from a broken marriage. Maybe he is suffering a broken heart. Maybe he has some physical ailment that is making him discouraged. And she, the Goldie Hawn character, says, no, there's hope for the hopeless. There's hope for Harry. Well, that's my philosophy in a nutshell. There's hope for the hopeless, and there is hope for Harry, whoever Harry might be. I've had my share of adversity in life, and I've bounced back. I believe we all deserve another chance. And it's really so important in America, and I would hope anywhere in the world, that this video happens to be captured or seen, that people realize that life goes on. You might humiliate yourself. You might embarrass yourself. You might think, gosh, I'm just never going to overcome this spectacular goof up that I may have made. Be it, God forbid, coming from my practice as a criminal lawyer. Um, Speeding, going 10 or 20 miles over the speed limit and being pulled over by law enforcement. What a trauma, what a horror, what a shame, what an embarrassment. No, life goes on. Or how about this? How about in the course of uh, trying to obey New York's move over law, um, we get pulled over by a cop who was investigating something else, but now for some reason doesn't like the way we moved over. And now this cop thinks maybe we shouldn't have been on the road at all because this cop decides that maybe our license should have been suspended or was in fact um, revoked. Wow. Are we ever going to overcome those obstacles? Gee, I'm going to take off my criminal defense hat here because this is not legal marketing. This is not lawyer advertising. This is the freely dispensed ideas of Carl David Berman. And I'm going to say it's all going to work out fine. You know where I got that philosophy? Not from Goldie Hawn and not from a Hollywood movie. I got that philosophy from my father's mother. May she rest in peace. I don't believe in naming names, although I do have a picture of her husband, my grandfather, my dad's dad, um, right here on the wall. Now, this picture, it goes back so far that it was certainly early in the era of photography and photogravure and so on and so forth. But it was probably around 1915 when cameras were not as popular as they would become. And so this was a sketch. This is a very nice sketch of a young man, probably around 20 years of age. And I just find it remarkable here, assuming this sketch of my father's father was composed 111 years ago. It's just amazing. It's just amazing the history involved. And that I found this in my parents' attic of their home after my father had passed away in 2016 and my mother was selling her house. I was given access to the attic and I retrieved this remarkable framed drawing um, of the old man who was not old, he was very young. It's just exciting because life does work out and things do come around. What goes around comes around. That is a good thing. And those of us who have lived long enough to see those sorts of reversals have to be optimistic. We have to have hope. We have to have faith. What other choice do we have? After all, uh, what is it Harry to do but to believe it when someone tells him there's hope for Harry? What more do I need to say? Listen, if you like the vibe and the flow and the gist of insights and ideas of Carl David Berman, please click the like and subscribe buttons. Please write a comment in the comments section. YouTube without comments is just not social media. It is certainly a sharing experience, but the comments very often are just as memorable as the videos themselves. Thank you for being on my YouTube channel. I do have another YouTube channel. I will get back to to that channel in the fall. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers to you.